to another episode of the Gathering Place podcast. Today is episode number 12, Virgin Chronicles, or actually the Virgin Chronicles. Well, last time we did vanilla extract. We found out all these wonderful things about vanilla, that it's a orchid, beautiful little orchid, originally came from Mexico. Here's what the orchid looks like. Has this little bee in Mexico that originally pollinated this beautiful flower in order for us to have vanilla extract. So we also made some drinks last time, and this is more than a change of heart, but it's something that applies to me personally. But I said I don't think I wanted to get into making vanilla extract except for with alcohol. Well, I happen to be diabetic, and although I went to the doctor recently and my A1C levels had dropped 3%, it's really good, but alcohol and Dahni don't mix really good, which is kind of rough since Susan and I are always having these drinks called Sips with Susan, and I made all these incredible drinks. So what I'm going to do today, the Virgin Chronicles, is all about making stuff without alcohol, without sugar, and what else is without? Oh yeah, without alcohol. So what you see right here are 3 bottles of stevia. And I'm a real particular, what do you call it? I don't like stevia. I like stevia, the plant. It grows, it's delicious, you can put it in your tea, but I'm really particular about liquid stevia. And this happens to be in glycerin and water, and it's just stevia extract. This one is stevia vanilla, this one has caramel, and this one has organic stevia. So that's the normal one. And I've used it in coffee, and I like it. I liked all 3 of them in coffee. So if I can have coffee without sugar, I think that's a great thing, because I am trying to lower my sugar levels. Okay, so there's that. This happens to be called Pure Mountain Botanicals. You can get them online, and they're excellent for that purpose. So what we want to do before we get started is, I told you last time that this is now O Cedar Playtex Clean Cuisine. These are nice gloves because they don't leave a taste of plastic behind. And of course, even though I'm doing this stuff at home, I'm showing other people how to do it. I want to make sure that I'm nice and clean and sanitary. Don't want to offend anybody. So the one change that I noticed was, instead of large like I had before, these actually says one size fits all. And I said, sure, I bet you they do. But they really do. They fit me pretty good, so I'm happy with that. So anyway, I got my gloves on, almost. Put this over here. Set this out of the way. So a set of scales. We start with our vanilla. We're going to make vanilla extract first of all. I've got a container over here that's got water, and I also have glycerin. The ratio of glycerin is 3:1, and that works out, if we're going to make a cup of extract, to 3/4 of a cup of vegetarian 250 milliliters. It's basically 8.5 ounces. This is food grade glycerin, okay? So I'm going to use about 3/4 a cup of that and 1/4 cup of water mixed together in a jar. And then I'm going to put my vanilla beans in there. I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to slice them down the lengthwise and expose the beans, put it in the jar, put it on with a lid. This lid and this jar have already been sterilized today in boiling hot water. And I wanted to point out again, I got these are really pretty inexpensive. These are ball plastic jars. I also need a little bit of wax paper, Susan, if you could get that out of the door. I forgot to get that. This right here, remember last time I had some leftover beans, and I said there's always a place, a recipe or somewhere you'd need a little bit of whole beans. So I ordered these little jars, these little flasks, whatever you want to call them, and I doubled them over and stuck them down inside these. So that's my little vanilla bean. So for today, we're going to make our vanilla extract in this, and I wanted to show you this. This is probably what I'm going to end up putting them in. I ordered a bunch of these little jars. It's got a nice little lid. And this right here, you can't really see it, but this is called shrink wrap. Makes a little circle like that. You put it right on top of the jar, and then you put a hairdryer or a heat gun or something like that over it, and it shrinks it so that anybody that wants to taste your stuff, if you're selling it, they can realize, Susan, bless your heart, she's back there sneezing and trying to not to do anything. Stop laughing, we're on video. That's okay. Anyway, it's nice to know that Susan's back there on video. So anyway, you put this over the top, put some shrink wrap, put a hairdryer on it and shrink it so people realize before they open it, it's never been exposed to human hands. So we're going to use these. We don't need them for a while because our vanilla extract that we made previously is going to be sitting for months. Stick these out of the way. And it just so happens that I got a few things here. This is not one of them. But instead of shrink wrap, this vanilla extract has never been opened, so I got to pull this little deal off of here.
The glycerin.
Huh?
The glycerin, not the vanilla.
What did I say?
You said vanilla extract.
Okay, well, thank you for pointing that out.
Just people to know what it was.
I do know what I'm doing. I just don't always say it correctly. I'll move this out of the way too. So what we want to do, we want to take and we want to fill this up to 3/4 of a cup of vanilla extract. Okay, I said it again. 3/4 of a cup. That should be roughly, how many ounces is that? I don't know. It's 3/4 of a cup.
6.
Okay, 6 ounces. That's what it is. So we're going to take that, move this out of the way. We're going to take this and put it into our jar, the food grade glycerin. Pour, 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 pour. If I need any more, I'll come back to it later. This has got 1/4 of a cup of filtered water. I got it right out of the refrigerator. Should have put that in first. Oh, and actually, to the top of this jar, it is exactly 8 ounces, and I don't really need that much in there. Stir, stir, stir. Put this over here out of the way temporarily. Take my scissors. Where'd the scissors go? They were here. Well, I'll get them out again. They were here because I put them away. I'm going to open up my vanilla extract, or my vanilla beans. Remember last time I said these people really know how to weigh, because it was exactly a little piece of cover my set of scales. Make sure I'm weighing them right. Set it to 0. Open these up, my vanilla beans from Madagascar or wherever you get them. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my. Once again, they know how to measure. It's exactly 1 ounce. That's what we need. That's the ratio. 1 ounce of vanilla bean. I think I need that top of that on my jar. Actually, what I could do, tight on this board. Okay, I don't need this anymore, so I'll move that out of the way. Okay, so I want to take and cut my vanilla beans in half. Helps when you have a sharp knife. And we'll get my shoe knives yet, Susan. Hammered steel from Japan. Trying to get my son to come in, and I'm using everything I can think of to get him to come for Christmas. Because we're going to be making Charles Dickens Christmas. I think I'll just not use this. So you take them and you score them down the center. You don't necessarily want to cut them all the way through. Because inside is the beans and everything that really makes vanilla what it is. Some people say you don't need to do this. It just needs to sit for a long time. I don't know, but it makes sense to me. If you open up where most of the flavor is coming from, i.e. the seeds which are in the center, it might work a little better. But what do I know? I just know that it's pretty simple to make this extract. The only thing you got to do is just wait. It's a time-consuming thing, but it's going to be one in which, you know, it's very difficult. I found out to even find this in the grocery store. I'm probably going to end up having to pour some of this out. I probably should have put these in there first, then followed by my glycerin.
You can pour it into this cup and mix it up and then pour it back in.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, Susan. Yeah, you should put your beans in there first, then add your liquid. So, put my water back in there too. I don't think there's any more water.
There.
Okay, so.
Stir. Want to stir?
You can stir. Let's see if we get these beans in there right. Might have to cut some of them down a little bit more. That's nature. It doesn't always cooperate. They're about 7 to 9 inches long normally. Pour that down in there. Let's see, then we'll pour some of this. Right below this line right here is really all you need. But you want to make sure that your beans are definitely submerged in the liquid. You can go a little bit more than that. What do you think, Susan?
Looks good.
Any of them sticking out?
Yes. And you just poke these down a little, like this. Maybe.
I don't know if they're going to stay. They might need to be cut off. Okay, so take a little bit of our wax paper. I don't think you need to do this with a plastic lid, but I just don't want anything to contaminate your vanilla extract. So there you have vanilla extract in glycerin and water. Susan, could you fill out one of those labels for us? Today's date is 3/31. And we'll pull this and we'll put the date on the back of it when it's ready to go, along with the other vanilla extracts that we made last time. And we'll put them in some nice jars. We'll put some shrink wrap on them. And we'll put some nice little labels that we printed up before. You can do whatever you want. This one says vanilla. It's got a little vanilla pod and a little orchid, and it says vanilla, the gathering place.
Glycerin vanilla?
What's that?
You want me to write
Yeah, you can write
vanilla?
glycerin vanilla. I don't think there'll be any problem. So right now it's clear, but eventually, just like the alcohol, it will turn dark when we have vanilla extract. So I'm gonna move this out of the way. Getting ready to go into our next. Let me grab a
Scissors.
paper towel.
Okay. Would you like it?
Yep, you can take that and take all this off with you. Let's see, what did I do with my jar? There's my jar. These little, what are they, jam jars, Susan?
I'm sorry, what?
What are these, jam jars?
Yes.
It just has this place on the front that just happens to fit this little label really good. So there you have your vanilla extract made with glycerin and water. Take these and put them on in the sink. Talk amongst yourself. Okay, now, like Sarah, Susan's twin sister from Ireland says, let's get to drinking. Isn't that what she says, Susan?
I believe that's what she says.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're going into the other part of the Virgin Chronicles. We're going to make 2 drinks today. We're going to make one with alcohol for Susan and one for me. And we'll see if I like them. So we mentioned, let's see, what are we doing first? We're going to do yuzu liqueur in a couple of little cordials. Okay, so this is a product that comes from Japan. This is the brand name. What it is called shochu. And shochu is the Japanese equivalent of our vodka. It's what they use to make, it's what they call vodka over there. And the name of this company is this company is the same one. You want to put them in those?
These are from Japan.
Okay, you can use the little Japan. That's right. We'll put them in these. Let me see if I can try to pronounce this. Ikiko? Do you know, Susan?
Let me see. Ichiko.
Okay, Ichiko.
Ichiko.
So this you can buy in the United States. They're also the same company that makes the yuzu liqueur, but you can't get the yuzu liqueur in the United States. I don't know why. So her oldest son Chris lives in Japan, and he used to come over, and he knew. Well, he just had a standing order for me to bring the yuzu liqueur over. So he couldn't do that so much. He was working on his master's, and it's difficult for him to travel to get over here. So I thought, well, what else can I do? So I got a bottle of the shochu, and I got a bottle of yuzu juice. Now, what exactly is yuzu? Yuzu is it's a citrus product, and I don't know exactly where all it might grow, but it definitely grew in Japan. As a matter of fact, we saw them growing outside Susan's son Christopher's apartment, and they're kind of what are those things? The crab fruit, those crab apples. They're funny looking flesh. You know, they're strange looking, but they are a citrus product. They're somewhere between, I don't know, oranges and lemons and limes and grapefruit, all mixed in together.
It's called yuzu.
Huh?
It's called yuzu.
Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you asked me what it was. What the name of it was.
No, I know what it's called, but anyway, this is yuzu juice. So I thought, well, what if I get this? And I just ordered this, and I just got it in because I was out. And this happens to have shrink wrap on it. Never been touched by human hands. That's what we want to do. So what I did is I just added to the shochu until I got to the point where I felt like it was exactly the way I remembered it from Japan. So this one I got to open up. It smells like yuzu. This one is already made, and Susan's going to have this. I'm going to give her a little. How much do you want, Susan?
A wee bit.
A wee bit. So we'll go up to the first little dot in there. Set this over. All right. So now, I don't know how much that's in, how much is in there. know. So what we have here is our virgin vodka. This is called Damrak. Virgin. It also has shrink wrap on it. It's still cool. That's because the UPS guy left it out there in the rain and it's still cold outside. Okay, cut off this shrink wrap. Never touched by human hands. That's what we want. You don't want somebody else eating it. I'm glad I didn't poke my arm. Start bleeding while I'm doing this. Okay, so it's got a cork in it just like regular vodka does. It smells like vodka. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'll put just enough in there. Oops. Set this aside. I'll leave it off for now. Put it over here. Okay. Little yuzu. Smells like yuzu. Maybe just a wee bit more. I don't think there's any sweetness in here. Ah! Well, let's just get our stevia out. Stevia. Organic stevia. We try one little drop. Dropper. No calories. No blood sugar, raisin. That's nice. Okay, Susan, come and try.
Oh, that one's delicious. Am I supposed to try this one now?
Mm-hmm.
And that one's delicious.
Okay, is there a, do you like
I don't know
either
which
one
one is which.
You don't?
No.
Okay, yay! That's what I want. This is alcohol.
Okay.
Kampai.
Come by. Nice.
Wow. Okay. Let's moving on. Put this lid back over here. Now, believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't want alcohol, but they like the drinks that are normally flavored with alcohol. And what am I talking about as far as flavor? Well, there's a flavor for bourbon, a flavor for vodka, a flavor for rum, a flavor for gin, flavor. If you take the alcohol out, basically the difference between any of them is just the process and the finish. And I'm gonna go maybe onto the tobacco, firearms, and alcohol site. You know, they're the ones that are responsible for making sure that any alcohol that comes into this country from foreigners, from other countries, or from that which is produced in the United States, is according to their rules and regulations. You gotta have so much of this and that and the other. They will actually show you the formulas for most of these distilled drinks. And I'm not interested in selling anything, but if I make these on my own, this was a test right here to see if I like somebody else's work. And this is so far so good, is a really good imitation vodka. And it's a virgin, so there's no alcohol in it. But I'm happy with it so far. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make one of my favorite drinks. It's a real simple drink, and it's called a vodka gimlet. For a vodka gimlet, you need lime juice, vodka, a little bit of sweetener, simple syrup. I forgot to get that out. What do you want to use, Susan? Huh? What do you want to use for sweetener?
What have you got over there?
Is there something in the freezer? I mean, in the refrigerator?
Would you like me to look?
Yes, please. Okay, so I'll put these together. I'm going to use 2 shakers. I've had 3 of them out because I thought I might need something for the usually liqueur, but I don't. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my squeezer out. I'm going to put a whole lime into one of these. My squeezer. And I'm going to put a whole lime into another hand shaker. It's in their jar somewhere, Susan. I'm gonna have to start making some more of this
I
stuff.
was gonna say, I think you need.
Hickory syrup?
Hickory syrup.
That's fine. Friends of ours make syrup out of hickory. Didn't even know till a few years ago that was even possible. That has orange zest in it. You don't want that one.
Oh, don't want that one?
No. There should be one in there that's not labeled. Okay, so to this I want to add to Susan's 3 jiggers of vodka. I'm using Stoli. I like it. It's a nice clean taste. Reasonably priced. And believe it or not, they changed the name. It's now called Stoli, not Stola Nut, whatever. 1, 2, 3. Find anything?
I don't know if that's it or not. It's not.
Well, I thought there was a. Let's see what's in here. I really got enough. And you grab me one. Never mind, I got it. Okay.
You have what you need?
Sugar is hard to. I don't know if I can get it off or not.
You run it under some water?
I got it. Nope. That's not whatever I thought it was. It's not what I thought it was.
You can use the stevia for me if you want to.
Old Hickory Bourbon aged. Okay, this is it right here. And it's got wax on it. The only problem with this is this. It looks really cool, but he melts wax over it. And it's hard to get off.
You could go ahead and use the one with the orange if you wanted to.
Huh?
You could use the one with the orange if you wanted to.
Yeah, but it's not going to taste like a vodka gimlet. I could have sworn. Well, anyway. So now I need 3 jiggers. I empty this out. I'll get another one over here. It's good enough. This is 1 ounce, so I need 3 of these. No, I need 4, because each jigger is 1.5 ounces. So there's 2 jiggers, 3 jiggers. So right, 4 jiggers. And half a jigger, so that'll make 3 jiggers, or half a shot, actually. Okay, so put my lid back on here. Hold on, watch out. Okay, you gotta get some sweetener in there. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? What can I
Can I
do?
just stevia?
Well, I'm gonna put that in mine. Just for fun. Let's try 1, 2. You don't want stevia, do you?
That's fine. I drink it in my tea.
3. And I like mine on the sour side. Do you like yours on the sweet side or the sour side?
A little sweet.
A little sweet? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one has 3 drops of stevia, and this has 4 drops of stevia, regular stevia, and I'm not supposed to be drinking. Now we just need some ice. Just love how ice bounces every place else.
Always that one.
Where it goes, supposed to go. What did you say, Susan?
I said always that one.
Usually about half full of ice in your, these are highball glasses. Let me get this out of the way. This out of the way. This out of the way, get this out of the way, get this out of the way. Way. Okay, put this on here. Shake your booty. Shaken, not stirred. Bond, James Bond. I know you're getting tired of that. I don't care. I'm not. What are you talking about, lady? There's nobody here. Last time it was Bella. She probably wants, they're probably both hungry. Last time it was Bella, this time it's Lady. She's a Cocker Spaniel. Okay, let's go to drinking. You want to try this one first?
Oh, stop. Okay, I'll try this one. It's a tart vodka gimlet. That's a not so tart, and they're both very good.
So this one is mine since it's not so tart. No. Oh, no.
No, that's mine. There's a little bit of difference in the alcohol.
Yep, that's definitely got alcohol in it.
Yeah.
Let me try this one now. Clean your palate, clean your palate. Well, you know what? That's really pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
No alcohol. The Virgin Chronicles.
Cheers.
Cheers. May you have a happy hour wherever you are. Well, we're back. I missed sips with Susan, so now I can start making myself some drinks and we can have sips together.
Absolutely.
So have a great day. What are we going to do next time? I don't know. I said that last time. I don't really think that far ahead. But next time we'll do something. Eventually we're going to have to start preparing all this food for Christmas. That's a ways away. Maybe I'll make barbecue sauce. Homemade barbecue sauce. And how to make, maybe I'll make homemade barbecue sauce. And how to smoke meat without smoking it. But I do have a smoker now. Well, I'll show you the recipe I use that I swear that people that smoke meat all the time said it was smoked meat for 18 hours. Anyway, have a nice day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.